Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, I'm going to be working with a live client, a volunteer that's helped me to prepare additional content for Hypnotic Wealth. And this particular volunteer, I won't reveal full name, but Piers has shared some information with me about what he considers to be certain issues with money. And one of them is using the phrase crap with money. And I hear this a lot. And the problem with that is that is a belief about competency with this thing, but also an identity belief. And what can happen is that if that is an unconscious belief about who you are and how you are with money, that can create a self-fulfilling prophecy where it just kind of plays out. And then anything that happens that is contradictory to that belief gets ignored. And anything that supports that belief gets remembered as evidence that the belief is real. And then so the belief cycle continues. So in this particular session, what we're going to be working on is a session about the relationship between making money and spending money. And I think that's an important thing. I have a metaphor in mind that I'm going to be using to change that dynamic with Piers as the volunteer here. A lot of people have also associations that people that are financially successful have some kind of character flaw in some way. So for some people, they would believe that you have to be ruthless or evil or bad, or step on people to be financially successful. And other people see those people that are financially successful as show-offs or narcissists or someone trying to shame other people or make them feel bad about their own status. So we're going to be looking at that as well, because at some level, if there is an unconscious feeling that money equals a character flaw and that character flaw is undesirable, then at some level, the accumulation of money is actually going to be creating a feeling that you're becoming the person that you don't want to be. And then the easiest way to neutralize that dissonance is to spend the money so you don't have it, and then you can't be that flashy person showing off. So there's a couple of things that we're going to be working on in this session. For you listening, this is live recording, so it's on YouTube, it's on the podcast as well, so you can watch or hear the alternative version of whichever one that you're consuming. But find a quiet place, relax, switch off any devices that might disturb you, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow tension to leave your body, relaxing those eyelids. And with your eyes closed, continuing to focus on my voice as you take another deep breath in. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. And again, noticing on the outward breath, an increasing feeling that any stress, anxiety, or tension is leaving your body. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a particular color that represents resourcefulness for you. Maybe a glowing energy, a warm color, yellow, orange. And imagine that as you breathe in through your nose, you can see and feel that warm, resourceful feeling going in through your nose, filling your lungs. Get a sense that you're breathing in resourcefulness And when you exhale, just get a sense that the color is changing in your outward breath. You're seeing a darker color leave your body, representing that tension, stress, anxiety, or tiredness that's leaving your body. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. And as your physical body gets relaxed, your mind becomes more aware, more alert. I want you to get a sense that it's in perfect harmony. That as your body relaxes, as your muscles release their tension now, it frees up resources within your imagination. And I want you to become increasingly aware of how much of what you do is completely unconscious. That you blink thousands of times a day without thinking. That you breathe in and out. That your heart beats faster or slower as it needs more oxygen and energy. And so much of what you do is unconscious. And I want you to allow the power of your imagination to trust your unconscious, as you can do in your imagination what you can't do physically. To physically travel to the other side of the world would require time, energy, effort, resources, logistics. But within your imagination, you have the superpower of teleportation. I want you to get a sense that you can visualize a place and almost feel like you're there. And I want you to remember the last time you were on an island right there by the Great Barrier Reef. And I want you to imagine there you are on the beach. As you can recall being there, feeling the sun on your face, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to get a sense that you're wearing whatever clothing is appropriate to be on that beach. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, perhaps a gentle breeze. See the waves breaking on the shore, knowing that there is the beauty of the Great Barrier Reef all around you. You feel like you're thousands of miles away from any problems and stress, because you are thousands of miles from any problems and stress. And it feels good to be all this way away. I want you to get a sense of just how relaxed this environment is. You can see the blue skies, maybe the occasional fluffy white cloud. Get a sense of being so far away. That's it. And I want you to imagine that somewhere on that beach is a lounger or maybe a hammock, a place where you can rest and relax. And if you can see that, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to imagine getting on that lounger or getting into that hammock and feeling it support the weight of your body. And I will count down from 10 to 1, and you will imagine that with each descending number you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed there by the side of that beach, thousands of miles from any worries or concerns. 10, feeling your eyelids getting heavier and heavier as you can still hear the sound of the waves breaking on the shore. 9, just noticing that those muscles around your jaw, around your forehead, is just releasing, letting go of that tension. That's it. 8, 7, feeling it easier to breathe in and breathe out. And with each exhale, just feeling like tension is leaving your body. That's it. Deeper and deeper. Relaxed. That's it. 6, just paying attention to the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. And I want you to imagine that any tension there is almost like crystals of ice. But there you are under the sun, there on that island, the Great Barrier Reef, and it's just melting away any and all tension. That's it, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed as that feeling 5 goes down into your arms, into your fingers. That's it. Almost making you feel like your arms are like the limbs of a puppet with no strings, just limp and loose. That's it. In fact, if someone was nearby, they could lift up your arm from your wrist and it would be all limp and loose, and they could let it go and it would just flop back down by your side, deeply relaxed. That's it. 4, breathing in that feeling of resourcefulness going into your lungs. Even your internal organs are relaxing now. Your heart, lungs, diaphragm, all relaxing, going into your gut, allowing your gut to relax. 3, going into your legs, all the way down your legs. That's it. 3 and 2. And I want you to imagine that there, by the side of that beach, you will imagine falling asleep as you have done before. A nap in the daytime, a light sleep where you just get lost in your own imagination. And I want you to do that now. 2 and then 1, and then falling asleep there on that beach. That's it. And I want you to imagine that your physical body has fallen asleep on the side of that beach, on that island in the Great Barrier Reef, and that you are somewhere else. I want you to imagine that you are now scuba diving around the Great Barrier Reef. I want you to get a sense of being underwater, having whatever equipment is necessary for you to be safe, and there you are, exploring the beauty of the Great Barrier Reef. The colourful fish, the feeling of weightlessness, almost like it's the nearest you'll experience to being on a different planet, seeing this alien life around you, having an appreciation of the cause and effect relationship between tides and currents. That's it, seeing the vibrancy of life under the surface of the water. And notice how mindful you feel there, surrounded by this nature, the different colours of the coral, the different plant life, all the different marine life there under the surface of the water. And I want you to get a sense that you've got enough oxygen to be under the surface of the water for hours if you wanted. And I want you to imagine there under the water, you're so comfortable being there under the water that you can go inwards into your imagination. And I want you to imagine something specific. I want you to imagine that there is a room, a sealed room under the surface of the water that you can access, that you can breathe under the water in this room. I want you to imagine it's transparent, thick glass, maybe bulletproof glass, and you can see the reef and the marine life around you through the walls, but you can breathe and stand in this room, and in this room is just a single thing, a bathtub. And it's a strange thing to be there under the surface of the water in this room under the water. And here you are in a dry room looking at this bathtub. And I want you to see that it has a tap and a plug. And I want you to see currently you are about to turn the tap and see the water flowing out of the tap into the bathtub, and immediately go straight through the plug. And I want you to adjust the tap and the plug so that it represents your current relationship with money. The water flowing from the tap represents your income, and the water leaving the bath through the plug hole at the bottom represents your expenditure. and you know your relationship with money currently, and I want you to adjust it. Maybe increase the amount of water coming from the tap, or maybe partially cover that plug hole so it means the water leaves at a slower rate. And I want the bath to be full, and the fullness of the bath represents your financial security. How many weeks or months could you survive with no income coming in? And the money that flows out the bottom of that bathtub is anything you spend money on. Some of it will be essentials like bills, and some of it will be luxuries or lifestyle choices. But just get a sense that there are two options available to you. You have the option of increasing the amount of water that goes into the bath. And I also want you to get a sense that by reducing your expenditure, you could put the plug in the plug hole and completely stop any expenditure. But you get a sense that you need to spend some money, so just loosen it enough to represent money leaving that bath. And when you see the bathtub representing your current financial situation, let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And I want you to keep that bath there as we look at an alternative bathtub in the same room. And this is going to be your future financial situation. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create this bath in exactly the way that we want it. And I want you to ensure that this second bathtub is a lot bigger than the first one. The new bathtub doesn't represent your financial status, just your financial potential. And your potential is infinitely bigger than you ever think it is. So there you have a much bigger bathtub, not too far from the existing one that represents your financial status. And then I want you to see on that bathtub, on a conventional bathtub, there might be 2 taps, or perhaps a mixer representing the hot and the cold. But on this new, very large bathtub, you can have as many taps as you want. Each tap represents a different source of income. You might have income from property, income from training work, income from client work, perhaps income from other sources, and you can have lots of other taps all the way around that bathtub that represent possible sources of income that you haven't turned on yet. Perhaps creating new courses and content, perhaps monetizing different things that are assets that you haven't figured out a way yet to monetize. So now you have a very large bathtub with many, many taps. And I want you to turn on the taps that currently produce an income for you. And as you do that, notice that the bath starts to fill. And I want you to get a sense that some of the expenses that you have, you could be spending too much on completely unnecessarily. I want you to get a sense that you could be spending money and getting exactly the same thing, just at a lower cost, and that would be you reducing the outflow of that water from that bathtub. Perhaps there are things that you're spending money on that you don't even need anymore, and I want you to imagine that by spending a few moments to look at your standing orders and direct debits, perhaps you could cancel a few things that again would keep more money in the bathtub. I want you to get a sense that you're not willing to sacrifice on the quality of your life. You're only looking to improve the quality of your choices. And sometimes that might be spending more to really get something that makes you feel amazing or will last longer. You are unlocking all of the resources and strategies necessary for you to be increasing your ability to earn more sources of income, or to increase the amount of income that comes from your current sources, and to reduce any unnecessary expenditure or wastage based on your own definition. And if your unconscious mind already knows what to do to waste less money and to increase the amount of money that you earn, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to see what this looks like as you turn on more taps in this bathtub, and perhaps you figure out ways to have less money leaving the bathtub for things that don't really give you joy or aren't really necessary. And I don't know if it will be a few minutes or slightly longer until the bathtub is overflowing. And I want you to get a sense that when the bathtub is overflowing, it means that you have a surplus of financial resources. And I want you to think about what you can do with that excess money, that excess water overflowing. And there really are only two choices. You can invest that money to make it so that you have an even bigger bath, or you could improve the quality of your lifestyle. And one element of improving your own lifestyle is by being generous with that resources to other people. Even a charitable donation is still a lifestyle choice. And it may be that with so many taps filling that bathtub, and with your belief that it's better to have quality rather than quantity, perhaps you see yourself maybe with an even bigger house, maybe a more expensive car, watch, clothes. And I want you to get a sense that by doing it from this way, discernment, discipline, knowing that all the water in this bath is a direct representation of the value that you're creating for other people, means that when you invest in quality things for yourself, it isn't about you being flash, showing off. It's just a side effect of you recognizing your contribution to the world. And if your unconscious mind accepts that it is possible for you to have nice things without trying to offend, annoy, or show off to anyone else whatsoever, let me know by nodding your head. That's right. And I want you to create an image of you there in that room of what you would look like 5 years in the future, with all those taps switched on, filling your bathtub. And you might even find that you need to increase the number of plugs that come from the bathtub so you increase your expenditure, because it enables you to have a better quality of life for you and the people that you care about. But see how you look 5 years in the future with the same discipline that you have in other areas of your life, are now applied to money. And notice that this version of you there, standing by that very large bathtub, isn't showing off, isn't arrogant, isn't pretentious. You could say they're confident, financially secure, and you could also say that they are good with money. And if you would agree that this version of you is good with money, let me know by nodding your head. And then I want you to step into that version of you. You are walking away from an identity of being crap with money into an identity of you being good with money, perhaps even great with money. You know how to increase those streams of income, and you know how to reduce expenditure, to have a feeling of initially security and then comfort, and then luxury and generosity, a feeling of freedom. But most of all, I want you to feel that you deserve all of this. That's how money works. It's an exchange of value. The more you have means the bigger impact you're having on the world. How could it be any other way? And now it's time to leave this strange, transparent room at the bottom of the Great Barrier Reef. And as you leave that room, you're now wearing the scuba equipment that you need to breathe underwater. You can see that transparent room with those 2 bathtubs. You can see the small bathtub that isn't very full, and you can see that overflowing large bathtub, and you know that that isn't a financial possibility, that is a financial destiny, hardwired into your subconscious mind that you are gravitating towards that future. And then you realize, as you swim there under the surface of the water in the Great Barrier Reef, that this is just a daydream. And there you are, perhaps on a hammock or a sun lounger, there by a beach, hearing the waves breaking on the shore, getting a sense of feeling so deeply relaxed that it was a magnificent daydream. But as you get up out of that hammock or lounger and you walk along the white sands of that beach, you feel like something fundamentally has shifted. A new relationship with money, a new identity around money. That actually you've always been pretty good with money, but those old issues have now been resolved. And you get to be who you were always meant to be. Someone that creates value for other people, but get recognized for that financially. The next few years, you'll have a better quality of life and less stress and less worries. Because the more the bath is full, the less worrying you need to do. So why do it at all? And then it occurs to you that even being here on this beach, on this island in the Great Barrier Reef, is just a thought within a thought, an idea within an idea, a dream within a dream, and actually, you are firmly in the present, listening to my voice in your home. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and get a sense that you are firmly in the present, listening to my voice, and in a few moments' time, I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling highly resourceful, optimistic, looking forward to making any fine-tuning and changes necessary to change your relationship with money, representing who you are meant to be. Counting from 1 to 10 to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.